Come on. There we go. Yeah, you see it. I think it's a green day. May end up changing. Yeah, it's green day. All right. So we're going to get into what's going on today in the crypto market. Thank you guys for being here. I don't know if anybody is here, but I do appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to be here. Do what you guys do. So really quick, let me get situated. I'm only going to be live until about 7:30 maybe. I actually don't know if the kids have school. I would think not, but I'm not 100% sure. So as soon as I hear Erica upstairs, I want to make sure that they do or don't have school. Any duration? Every 12 minutes. All right. Thank you guys for being here and doing what you do. We got 77 people here, so make sure you hit the like button and hit that subscribe button for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out the link that I'm placing in the chat right now for Margex. It is a fantastic platform that you can use to trade up to 100x leverage. I typically use it to trade like 5 to 10x leverage. I rarely trade 50x or 100x. I did try 50x leverage recently because I thought, XRP was coming down to a certain level. It didn't come down to that level, which one ended up getting filled at a higher price, thinking that maybe we would see it come down to like the 200 EMA. It didn't end up coming down to the 200 EMA. I put it in as a played where I don't touch it. I just, let it do its thing based on all of the different inputs that I put. So I would put the price, I would put the profit take of that, and it didn't really pan out well because obviously XRP did run a little bit higher, but it was a risk I wanted to take there. I also had another one that was lower. So when it got to the 200 EMA, which was around 120, if it would have, I would have bought at that level to then sell at like 150 or something. So I was hoping that it would get down to 120 so I could buy there, sell it higher where it would be 150, which would have been amazing. It would have been about a $4,000 gain in a matter of, a day. That would have been fantastic. But that didn't really pan out the way that I thought it was going to. I think it came down to like 26, not 21 or 22 is the $1.22 is what I thought it was going to come down to. But we'll explain that later. But yeah, how are you guys? You said no school this week. I mean, I'm sure there's no school for many. Maybe it's all where there's no school at all. But I think my other daughter has daycare until the only days she has off is like Thursday and Friday. So I think I might take her because we pay for it. So, and she likes going to daycare. She likes her friends and all that stuff and playing outside and doing different stuff. So, one thing that just happened yesterday, which I was really excited about. So we go to Hershey Park a lot. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Hershey Park in the PA area, and Harper is now a Hershey, so she can ride the Hershey Tower, and she rode it for the first time yesterday, and she absolutely loved it. To where we rode it at the end of the night. So then she wanted to actually get right back on it, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you could just stay on it. There's not a lot of people, so you could just stay on it." And we just stayed on it, and we rode it again. And then she was like, "All right, we got 99 more times," and I was like, "That's not gonna happen." But she absolutely loved it. I thought she would be scared, like so scared. It's so high up, and it moves so fast. So it was still good. So we had a lot of fun, and it always makes me happy when she can do like big girl things. You know what I mean? Anyways, what's everybody up to? What's happening in the crypto market? Let's go ahead and check that out, and we'll go through the chat in a little bit. So currently, the crypto market stands at a $3.39 trillion market cap. We're seeing Bitcoin get closer and closer to that 100,000. I didn't know we were that close. Yeah, I mean, I'm like an hour away from Hershey. I don't live that close to there, but yeah, I'm like an hour away from Hershey. But anyways, we're sitting around the 100,000 mark. We're getting very, very close to that 100,000 mark, right? Almost a $2 trillion market cap, which is absolutely phenomenal. When we look at Ethereum, Ethereum's making moves up to 3,500. I kind of wish I would have held all of the Ethereum that I had up to this point, but I ended up selling a little bit of Ethereum Actually, not a little bit. I sold half and then I halved it again. And now I have about 200, or no, I took 75% of that one. So I have about $250 that I invested into it, which is at a 5x leverage. So, or might be 5 or 10. It's 5x leverage. And, we're looking pretty good on that trade. I think it's up to like $1,000 worth of a gain. Overall, what I've gained is about $5,000 or $6,000 total for just that position. So that's great to see. But Ethereum is up by 4.5%. Absolutely fantastic to see, which means that we should see a decrease in the Bitcoin dominance, getting closer and closer to altcoin season. 57.6% for Bitcoin dominance, which was previously at 60+%, and you see it come down to 58. Now it's at 57. So it's great to see that, meaning that we are getting very, very close to altcoin season and all these things that are going to start to move. So Solana is up to a 120 $1 billion market cap. BNB is almost at the $100 billion market cap. XRP is sitting at a 6% gain on the day, almost at $1.50. I think the highest point was like $1.62, but it is at a $85 billion market cap. Dogecoin also at a $63 billion market cap. Cardano has been making some moves recently, right? In the last 7 days, it's up by 38%, 3% today, above a dollar. AVAX, that's a play that I've had in my wallet for quite some time. In Coinbase, I also have some over on Margex, and just Margex, and it's sitting at a 12% gain today at $45.61, 80 or 18% or $18 billion market cap. Stellar is also moving up. It's 12th on the list at a $15 billion market cap. I know that's up 113%. So that's fantastic. Breaking that level that we all, saw XRP and Stellar as, right? So XRP would move and it would get to, let's say, $100 billion market cap. XLM would be 10% of what XRP is. And now it has broken that to where it's more closer to like the 15 to 20% level for XLM, which is fantastic. Shiba Inu is up by 2%. You have Chainlink up by 10%, 10 or 10 or almost 11%. Actually, with that being up so much, I want to check my Chainlink. I think I have a Chainlink position here. Yes, up to $18. It's up 582%. I want to see that move a lot further, so I'm not going to take that profit. I think I've already taken half of it, I'm pretty sure, but it still looks really, really good where it stands. Let's go back. Let's look at things that are moving the most right now, and then we'll get into the chat, and then we'll dive into, my opinion and whether you believe XRP is going to be worth more than Bitcoin. So Sandbox is up by 22%. Peanut the Squirrel is also up by 17%. Lido DAO, 17%, 15% for SEI. AVAX is up pretty penny, right? It's up 12%. ICP is up to $12.44, which I didn't see actually initially. I saw it at single digits a while ago, and now it's in double digits, so it's great to see. So many things are making some big moves. You can go through and see if any positions that you have are moving a lot. This is only in the top 100, so if I go into my watch list, I'll also see maybe a little bit more. It looks like AVAX is moving the most. So yeah, you also have Beam and some others that are moving. So we'll see how those go. All right. So how's everybody doing today? Let's see. You're giving us information on stocks. Not right now. These are on cryptocurrencies. So it's all cryptocurrency. Didn't know you were that close. Yeah. Do you think there will be a correction soon, and is still good to keep investing in? So I will say yes and yes, right? A correction will come. It just depends on how much that correction will be. I think when you hit significant points and you start to see money that gets pulled out of certain places, maybe Bitcoin, and Bitcoin comes down to maybe 95, 90,000, something like that, then you could see that ultimate correction for everything. However, there's also a larger chance that we could see that correction for Bitcoin just to see that money flow into altcoins. But pretty much 9 times out of 10, maybe even 10 times out of 10. Let's say 9.5 times out of 10. You'll see that correction that comes along with it. And you'll see things like XRP and like Jasmy coin and Ethereum that do overreact to what the overall market is doing. We're not going to see it go up all the time, right? These past couple of days or even the last week has been amazing for cryptocurrency, altcoins, as well as even Bitcoin. So I would expect to see a pullback, and I'm always expecting to see a pullback, but it doesn't mean that I panic sell. I just like to average in. I just bought XRP, and since I had a boatload that's sitting in a certain place, and I want to kind of protect it before the middle of the year, so like the April timeframe, tax season timeframe. I also bought some more YFI, and I think it's still not a perfect time to buy, but still an okay time to purchase if you're dollar cost averaging in, because it's definitely more of a long-term thing, right? You're looking to hold it through times when you do have a little bit of a decrease, right? And then you could probably buy some more. You can average into it. Now, what you could do, again, is wait for what that eventual pullback will be, but just know that these pullbacks, when you have these pullbacks, sometimes it can be like what happened with Caspa, where Caspa goes to 5 cents, right? And I'm like, all right, I want to see a little bit of a pullback. So you see a slight pullback to like 3, or it's like 4 cents. And then I'm like, all right, it's moving too much. I want to wait for a pullback here. And the pullback just wasn't enough there. So then you see it skyrocket to, what was it, 10 cents or 15 cents or something, and then ends up pulling back to a level of 10 cents, meaning that yes, you are getting that pullback, but you are now buying it at a higher price than what you were going to buy it before. So it's so difficult to find that level, because you could see that same thing with say XRP. If XRP goes to a level of $5 and you see a pullback, you're like, yeah, I want to buy in this pullback, but you're buying $4 higher, $3 higher than what you could have bought right now. So it just all depends on what you see within that future and where you see it going. So sorry for the long-winded answer, but there's so much to take in there. Any suggestion regarding PI? I haven't. No, I don't have any. Wait, that was before that. Morning, Matt. I'm 8 hours away from Hershey Park. When my little girl gets older, I'll bring her there. Yeah, it's so fun. They have a lot of rides that little kids can ride, especially if you're super small. Then I mean, you still have some of those rides that the kids can ride. They're not obviously dangerous at all, but I feel like Disney obviously has a lot more when it comes to little kids. Like Hayden was able to ride every single ride at, not every ride, but a lot of rides at Disney, but she can barely ride any rides at Hershey. But she still has a good amount of kid rides to do. It's just all of them are the same. They all just go around in a circle. That's all of those rides do. So now she's actually very, very close to Reese's height, which is the level to where you can start getting on your first roller coaster. You can get on a better roller coaster. There's one other one, but you can get on your first roller coaster. You can get on bumper cars. You can get on a lot of other stuff when you do that. But then Hershey level is when you could start getting on the bigger rides, like the bigger roller coasters. And also the Hershey Tower, which she absolutely loved. XRP is still a steal at this price. Yeah, I don't think it's bad at all. I mean, if you look at the long term of it, then yeah, that's why I have more right now. And that's why I still hold on the ones that I had, because I understand what the price will be. Holding XLM and XRP, that's great. You think it's still good to keep buying XRP at this price? I am. I'm not saying that you have to just because I am, but yeah, when ADA all-time high, I'm not sure. It's on the move. What's on the move? XRP? It doesn't look like it's on the move right now. It did end up moving up to about $53, $53, which is fantastic. But you're going to see some fluctuation Right now, you're seeing $13 billion worth of volume in the last day. So that's great. What are your thoughts on DAG Constellation? I haven't looked into it. Maybe I'll have to sometime in this live stream. Somebody tried to get me into this, and I heard that it was bad, that you lose money quick. Is that true? So it depends what you invest into, right? If you're investing into primarily what is just popular right now, if you're investing into, hey, this is, people are talking about this, I'm going to buy this, and not doing your research into either what it does or why it's popular or the stability of it, um, yes, you could lose a lot of money very, very quickly. And I don't want anybody to just rush into cryptocurrency without understanding it. Um, you can 100% lose a lot of money very, very fast. I've had times where I've lost money fast, but I usually make the right decision in different things that I invest into, whether it's Ethereum or getting into something like an XRP or AVAX, things that have use or potential use in this world. That's what we want, right? Because the number one question when people ask you like about crypto, if you know about crypto, it's like, what's the purpose of it? Why am I going to use it? What are we going to use it for? And those questions can be answered by different positions that you're looking at, right? XRP can be used as what we know as a world currency. It could be used just to be able to purchase things. It could be used to, um, you know, um, pay somebody, let's say from bank to bank or person to person, or pay a business, or a business can pay another business, or whatever, right? You can use it for that everyday item that we use a US dollar for, but except it would be digitally. Um, and many other use cases can come out of other things as well. And you just have to understand those things before you invest into it. Just like investing into a business. If you buy into something like Amazon, right, you have to understand what they're doing, right? The reason why you're buying Target stock is because you understand what Target does. You spend money at Target. Okay, they make money. You see their balance sheet. You see their income statement. They tell you, oh, I'm making money this year. It's a great business to invest into, right? That's kind of the same thing you have to look into with cryptocurrency is like, what are they being used for? Can we see a future with this? Not just, hey, this is popular, let me jump in. You know, so I don't think anybody should just tell you, hey, get into cryptocurrency without giving you a little bit of guidance or a little bit of an understanding of where to start. The lack of pullbacks in a healthy sideways makes me nervous. I hear you. I totally hear you. I'm always wondering when the pullback is coming, and I thought maybe yesterday we were going to see the start of that, but today actually looks really positive, and a lot of volume is flowing through. So it's I want to see. I don't want to see more negativity, but I also want to see more negativity at the same time, if that makes sense. Um, they're building a digital banking system in the Ukraine using XLM at Stellar. That's amazing. How will that ever happen? How will Bitcoin ever be surpassed by XRP? So I guess we can get into that conversation, and we'll also look at some expert opinions as well. But the way that I see this position, right, XRP passing Bitcoin, which again, if we put it into context, we have to show you guys everything. Bitcoin stands at a basically a $2 trillion market cap, and XRP is down here, not at a 400 billion, right, not at a 100 billion, not at a 120. You scroll down here, it's at an $84 billion market cap. How is it going to make up that much ground to surpass Bitcoin? Bitcoin, just to let you know, in my opinion, this is all my opinion, Bitcoin will remain top three in my opinion. I think you will have, XRP, it will be Ethereum, and it'll be Bitcoin. And that may change as time goes on, but that's my order that I have right now. And the reason why I have that is simply by what I just talked about, which is use. Bitcoin's mindset in the beginning, or everybody's mindset around Bitcoin from the beginning, was to make that the world currency. And the world currency means that you're going to use Bitcoin to purchase water, to purchase, you know, technology, to purchase anything, and, you know, even to flow through banks and utilize there. However, that's not really the case. And the reason why that's not the case is because Bitcoin is slower, right? It's costly, right? It's something that could be that's not energy efficient, right? You're looking at negatives there that's really not leading towards crypto or Bitcoin being that world currency. And that was the mindset in the beginning. And since then it has shifted, right? It's completely shifted to where Bitcoin is now looked at, and always really has been looked at in a way, a store of value, kind of similar to gold, where they're using gold, and you know, you look at it and what's gold's value, and you kind of compare the two in the same way, in the same light. But for XRP, it's always been looked at as something that's fast, that's efficient, that's safe, that's secure, that's cheap. That's something that we can use as that world currency. And what is this called? It's called cryptocurrency. It's to be used as a form of payment, right? And if you have something, yes, as a stable coin that can do that, that keeps whatever value that it has, and it's similar to the dollar. However, XRP is all of those things, right? Insanely fast, cheap, all of those things. But it also does increase in value depending on the need for it, the demand, and the use. And if we're going to utilize XRP as that world currency, and Ripple is finding ways to partner with banks, which really are the places that house that currency that we're going to use, if they're housing XRP as that use, that's a huge plus in XRP's book, meaning that it needs to be worth a lot more because people are going to use it, right? So you have that. You also have, if that becomes the case and the Fed needs to hold a certain amount to have as a reserve, just like they do for the US dollar, well, now you have some that's sitting aside because you cannot print anymore. There's only 100 billion coins out there, and there's like 57, 58, something like that in circulation. And if you only have 58 billion in circulation, you still have a certain amount that could dilute the overall amount that you have there, but you will never have over the total amount that you have. And also, XRP has a naturally deflationary aspect. Right now, it's inflationary because you have so many that are not in circulation. But when it comes to XRP, and their normal processes, right? They're burning off with all the transactions that are happening. It's not a massive amount, but the more transactions that happen, the more money that flows, the more burning that ends up happening. So then you have a decrease in that supply, creating more of an increase in the price in what you're holding. So our money is gaining value, right? Is growing at instead of, you know, having that natural inflation that we normally are dealing with the US dollar. Now, it's not, the US dollar is not going to go away, fiat's not going to go away, just like how credit cards and debit cards and digital money in a way is still here, or that's here, but then you also have the US dollar that still circulates, right? And they still have to house a certain amount because of that still has to circulate. But for this, it's going to be a completely new, like, alternative to the US dollar. But you're going to need some sort of reserve in different countries in order to kind of say we can back this much XRP depending on how much is in circulation in that country. Just like they do for the US dollar, right? They house a dollar for each dollar that's in circulation. So anyways, that's where I see it, and that's how I see it worth so much more. But you know, there's many factors that could go against you know, being implemented in a way that we all believe it's going to be implemented. But I do see it that way, and again, this is just my opinion, and my opinion could mean something to you, it might not mean anything to you. We got 446 people here, guys. If you can hit that like button, please hit the like button. It does help out with the channel. Also, make sure you check out my links down below for X and for Patreon. I also have a link in the chat for Margex if you guys want to get started trading on Margex. It is a fantastic platform that I've been utilizing for a while now. I'm actually thinking about taking this bit of profit from Compound. I also have some profit that I have from AVAX, but I think AVAX is going to go a lot further. I just not sure if I should take that. It is up 681%, so maybe I would take half of it and then leave the rest in there, because I only put $200 in here. I only invested $200. So investing $200 and gaining $1,262. I mean, I'm making a boatload. So I'm going to go ahead and take half of that. I typically take half my investments anyways, right? I took half of Shiba Inu and half of it again. I took half of Pepe and then another half as well. I don't believe I took half of Link, but I'm not 100% sure. Jasmy Coin is still sitting here. I didn't take half of that. Litecoin, I didn't take half of that. I have this Litecoin that's $200, but that's sitting at a higher price to start, but I am still up 380%. So I think I'm going to take this because I'm up 680% on this, and I want to take half of that play. So I'm going to take half of it and leave the rest that's in there. There we go. AVAX taken, and now you're going to see that shift. There you go. So 680 is left, 678 to be specific, is left there. And I just took basically a $680 profit on that play. So if you guys want to get started in Margex, making trades like this, or even better, feel free to check out my link that's in the chat, and you can start trading today. But just make sure, if you don't understand what you're doing, feel free to reach out to me on Patreon. I try to get back as much as I can. Don't spam. I try to get back as much as I can. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and if you're having any struggles or anything like that. Who are XRP's biggest partners in North America? Biggest partners right now. Let's worry about not just North America. We need to worry about the world, right? Because it's not just about the U.S. or Canada. It's not about or Mexico. It's not about just one or two countries or three countries, right? It's about the world. This is going to be the world currency, right? And with the issue of the SEC attacking Ripple, that's what has a lot of those limitations on companies that want to partner with Ripple. But you still have people that understand that Ripple is going to be highly valuable, and it already is highly valuable. And some that are already sitting right there on the edge of their seat, waiting for this to conclude so that they can partner with Ripple. Banks included. Right, because this is something that offers a faster option than what they have now, right? Traditional banks, if you go about making a purchase at a store, if I say I want to buy a loaf of bread from a grocery store, I use my debit card. If I use my debit card, it goes through instantly to where I get that charged from me, and the business basically sees that as well. But that doesn't fully go through for a number of days after, right? It's not something that happens right now. It's something to where you have a pending transaction, and eventually that pending transaction could honestly be denied at times. I've had that happen, and they come back and they're like, well, we need to make sure that you have to pay this. And usually it's an online purchase that they do that with, and Amazon just won't ship the product or something like that. But if you do it in person, it usually goes through, but it's still through a pending process. When you talk about Bitcoin would have been, maybe like 15 minutes to where it would instantaneously go through. And you can honestly say that banks could be that middle person, because just like they are with digital money, just like they are with the dollar, the digital US dollar, or the digital side of it, we still have that pending process where it takes a number of days, except this would be now shrunken down to a way smaller amount, where it's now 15 minutes instead of 2 days or 3 days, right? Where it's pending. So with that being the case, that's why Bitcoin looks so amazing in the beginning as that world currency. But now that you have better options and faster options that can do more transactions per second, right? That can do, thousands of transactions per second. That's where you now have the ability to say it can go through instantaneously. There are times where I send XRP and it feels like it got there before I even sent it, right? I don't know how that's possible, but it gets there like right away within seconds. So with that being said, it's about the partners that can be created, the potential partners that can be created in certain countries that then now will move towards regulatory clarity rather than regulatory enforcement. Jasmy will be worth way more than you think. Jasmy community report on duty. Jasmy looks good, right? Yeah, Jasmy. Again, I've talked about Jasmy in plenty of situations. Jasmy coin is currently at a 2.6 cent level. I obviously want to see that go a lot higher. I have 1 million Jasmy coin. I bought at 40% of a penny, and I think it can go so much further. And that can be one of those plays where it's like, that's my big play, right? That I turned $4,000 into potentially hundreds of thousands or millions of $1 million or so. I don't expect to make multiple millions, but if it somehow does, then fantastic. XRP to the moon, absolutely. 100 billion flying into XRP and 88 in a few days. Imagine if only 20 billion comes into Jasmy over the altcoin season. Yeah, I mean you get, you still do get billions. And when Jasmy coin was hitting a high point, I think you saw about $1 billion or $1.5 billion worth of volume in Jasmy coin. But you'll see billions of dollars that goes through Jasmy for sure. Hello, Matthew. What do you think about a Doge in 2 to 3 years time? It seems we'll hit $1,000 or $1,000 or more. I don't think that's the case. I think for Dogecoin, it has a naturally inflationary aspect to it, right? So it adds coins to the supply every single year, 5.2 or 5.6 billion to be specific. So adding that much, I think it's 5.6 actually. It's 5 billion or so. Might be 5.3, but 5 billion or so that's added every single year for Dogecoin. That's a lot, right? In the beginning stages, as you see it, let's say around 100 billion, $100 billion or 100 billion coins is out there, you're adding 5 to 6% to your supply. You have an inflation of 5 to 6% immediately throughout the year. And that's not a good situation to say that this in 5 years can get to this level. You're adding at least 15 billion over the next 3 years. So with you saying that, you would be looking at, a 160 or so $billion market cap. Now I do see Dogecoin getting to between a 150 to 200 billion-dollar market cap because of the popularity, because of being the first meme coin to really pop off and be out there. I don't think it was the first meme coin, but it is the first meme coin to actually have popularity and grow to a massive amount for just being a meme. No other reason. Now, there is also a potential use that could come out of Dogecoin. From what we understand, Dogecoin is fast, way faster than what you have with Bitcoin, and you could use it as a transaction currency as well, which is what Elon Musk has said he could do with that. And if that's the case, that gives it a use, which now brings it into a whole nother territory to where it could be worth 300 to 400 to 500 billion dollars because it does have a massive use with millions of users on that platform that you could be using it on. So it really all depends. But my level, I don't even have any Dogecoin really. I just have the Margex Dogecoin, which actually I sold that. So I don't have any Dogecoin at all. So not having any Dogecoin, it's not something that I truly am like, yeah, you know what, this is going to be worth $1 trillion. I just can't say that. Do you think there could be an event slash news that could abruptly bring XRP price to a double digit? If so, what would that event be in your opinion? So I think it would have to definitely flow around use. It would have to flow around the either the Fed grabbing some reserve, a news of the Fed buying out, let's say Ripple's reserve, Ripple's escrow to use it as a reserve, right? In um, their possession and their assets. That could be a huge event to say we believe in XRP. XRP skyrockets to a whole nother level, right? Massive amount of partnerships or uses in the U.S. as well as many other countries would also be a large thing to pump it to the next level. But those things, right? I think we're going to see more baby steps into there where we're going to see partnership here, partnership there. Somebody talks about it here, somebody implements it there, goes into this institution. And I don't think we're going to see that just boom moment. It could be also Gary Gensler, right? If we don't see a massive pump up before January 20th, there's always a chance we could see a massive jump and a God candle during that time. But I do expect it to go up to double digits, right? So maybe it won't be one scenario, but multiple scenarios that go over time, and we don't really see that God candle until we do have that massive amount of news, right? So that's mainly where I'm hovering around. But again, it's all speculation. No one truly knows what's going to happen, and I'm not going to say that I do, because we might not see what I'm thinking we're going to see. And I don't want to sit here and get anyone's hopes up for something to happen. And I don't want you guys to just go, oh, you know what, I'm gonna hold on to my 1 million XRP until it hits $10. um I mean, that's something you could do, or you could say I'm gonna hold on to my 100 XRP until 100,000 XRP or something until it gets to $1,000 or $10,000. There's not a given that it's going to get there. But you can always baby step your way into a solid exit plan, if that makes sense. So with XRP burning mechanism, is that just for the escrow? Also, could you see XRP paying off some of the United States debt? Um, no. I have a feeling that the United States debt, we're just never going to pay that back. I feel like that's really the case there. When it comes to the burning mechanism, it's throughout the transactions that's in circulation, so it's not through the escrow. The escrow is an amount that Ripple holds, and they release that. What they claim is 1 billion per month. I haven't seen that, but they claim they're going to release 1 billion per month. So 48 months or 40, I don't know how much they're at right now. Um, it's in circulation. You're looking at 57. So about 43 months they should release all of the supply of XRP, and that's through the circulation is where you see the burning mechanism that happens. Guys, we have 500 people that are here. Can you hit the like button? I want to get up to 250 or 300 likes at this point. I would appreciate it if you did get me there. Um, I'll just we'll continue once we get to 300 likes. We'll just stop here and just stare. So hit that like button. I would appreciate it. I really would. Yesterday was a good day. Actually, the last couple of days have been a really, really good day in crypto, in life. Like it's been really, really good. Like I don't ever get the chance to um, I don't ever get the chance to tell you, you guys how much I appreciate you. I feel like I try to. Maybe it doesn't come out that way, but I do appreciate you guys for, taking the time out of your day to be here. But I also don't ever ask you how are you guys doing? Like, how's your portfolio doing? Are you up? Are you down? Are you now just starting to get into crypto? Like, let me know your story, the beginning of your story, or where your story is right now, if you have the time to just put something out there. Because again, I tell you guys all about me as much as I can, as much as I want to. Right? I'm not going to tell you absolutely everything. Um, we ready XRP Prime maximum $30, high end 9, mid range 5, low range 3. Hey Matt, like you, I bought Lunic at the bottom and just hold to see what happens. I actually was on your live where you couldn't buy more. Your thoughts, where you think it will go, if anywhere. I mean, I that's something I never really want to think about as much. Like the fact that I couldn't buy more Terra Luna Classic when I wanted to, and I knew it was going to be worth more. I wanted to just go out on a limb and say, let me buy $500. That would be worth $300,000 right now. I would have had 300,000, extra $300,000 to then throw wherever I want to. Yes, um, I would have done the same thing, right? I wouldn't have sold as much. I would have sold maybe like 10%, 20% of it. But yeah, that's not something I like to think about as much. But it was amazing to know that I saw it coming, and I continued, like, I tried as hard as I could to buy it, and my bank wouldn't allow it. And that's why I have three bank accounts now, because of them, because of what my bank did. Um, but where do I think it will go? Terra Luna Classic. Yesterday, I put out a video talking about how it's going to go to the moon, um, depending on what the moon is for you. But I do believe it's going to get to a value of 1 penny, as well as, obviously a 50 plus $1 billion market cap, because of the level of popularity and also the potential use and also the potential recovery, which is the unknown that makes it insanely interesting, because it's something that could be highly valuable and something that already was highly valuable. You know what I mean? So I think Terra Luna Classic definitely has a lot of potential. Um, and my level is between 1 and 3 cents, but we can also see more depending on. Um, I lost my train of thought. I read something. We can also see more depending on the burns. If we see more and more burns, we could see more and more gains and prices and all of that. So I think it's good. I still hold my Terra Luna Classic. I did take profit in the beginning, and I have $4,800 worth of profit that I could reinvest into it if I wanted to. But I want to keep that profit, especially going from $43 to $4,800 in profit, and still having about $6,000 left on the table. So I think that's good. But I appreciate you watching, and during that time, as well as, maybe watching throughout all that time. I appreciate it. What do you think about APR 4.7% on holding USDT on Coinbase wallet? I mean, I don't know if that's the highest percentage you can get. I feel like there's better percentages out there, but still, 4% is 4%. That's fantastic. And Coinbase wallet isn't going anywhere, so it's not something you have to worry about. There's maybe some wallets and exchanges and companies and all that you maybe have to worry about when they're not the top tier ones. Um, but I don't think Coinbase at all is something that you ever have to worry about. What's good, my guy? Nothing much. Um, I started my journey. Let's see. Back here. Portfolio is great. Portfolio is great. As one cools off, I jump into another. RSI is a golden tool. It is a pretty good tool. I've used it from time to time. It's not something that's really in my strategy right now, but I have used it from time to time. Portfolio is doing great right now. However, nowhere near I need to go. Oh, nowhere near where you need to go. Yeah, I hear you. Like, where you like want to be. You want to be in like the hundreds of thousands or millions or something like that. Yeah, of course. Just started up. Okay, you just started up. What are you buying now? Like, what are you purchasing? What are you seeing as value? Um, There's a lot of opportunity out there that hasn't like fully ran yet. Yes, they have run a little bit. You can see things like AVAX that has kind of run, but it's still not at its max potential. You can see things like even XRP, it's not at its max potential, but you may go through a negative spout before you get through the to the positivity. Portfolio, I read that. I'm up 300K in a week. I can't complain. I mean, I wouldn't complain either if you're up 300K in a week. I literally am so happy with the gains that I've had and in Margex as well as BTCC. If you guys aren't on those platforms and starting to trade or at least understanding it, what are you doing? Like both of those platforms are amazing. BTCC, you can do demo trading and you can test the market if you wanted to. You can also trade outright if you wanted to. You can buy at a 2x leverage, 3x leverage, 5x leverage. You can buy at a 500x leverage. Now, I don't expect you guys to jump into that, especially someone that's new to leverage trading, but it is something that has changed my outlook on trading, just like when I first jumped into cryptocurrency. It's changed my outlook on cryptocurrency because in the beginning, I thought that cryptocurrency was way too volatile for me. And I was a day trader. Like I could day trade and find the volatility and be able to trade there, but it was super volatile for me to where I had no idea where it was going. And it was something that I was trying to day trade and swing trade, and it really didn't work out because you don't have a great avenue to do so. But then as I got into longer term trades and longer term swing trades, that's where the money really started to flow in cryptocurrency. Now, day trading will start to flow once you get either a better process, a cheaper process. Because right now, if you wanted to spend $25,000 or whatever, you still have to pay a massive amount in Coinbase. I just tried to cash out some cryptocurrency from Coinbase, and it was 560, $580 in order to move that and convert it. And I was just like, that's crazy. $500? Like that's basically like you can buy trying to think like Bitcoin Cash or something. You can you can buy a whole great cryptocurrency or 10 of something. It might be what's it, BNB or close to it. So anyways, um 300K in a week, that's amazing. Congratulations on that. Jasmy supports your channel. Big ups, brother. Well, thank you for saying that. I hope they do. I have reached, or I haven't reached out to them. They reached out to me when I first started talking about Jasmy Coin, and maybe had like a back and forth conversation for like a couple of blobs of text, and that was it. But all of the support that I've had for Jasmy Coin has been completely organic. Obviously, I would love to be paid for talking about Jasmy Coin if they want me to continue to talk about it, because I'll gladly continue to talk about it. Love Jasmy Coin. So if I get paid for something that I love to do, that's a no-brainer. Um, so Jasmy, if you are watching this, if you want more, a bunch more videos, feel free to, you know, throw a sponsorship my way, because I'll gladly, you can sponsor the channel if you wanted to. 40, wait, 4 years doing nothing. Wait, 41 years? I don't know what you're saying. A lot of time doing nothing, buying crypto. More than I ever imagined. Up almost 2x already. That's amazing, Joe. Congratulations on that. Doge, $1 will be the top. I think $1 plus. I think it will break $1. But yeah, it depends on the situation. Will Jasmine hit $1 by 2025? By 2025, I wouldn't say so. But in 2025, I would say yes. That's when I'm looking at it to hit a level of dollar 50. I started my journey when I was as a cop almost 4 years ago. Bought my first XRP in my patrol car. That's amazing. What are you doing now? Are you a trader now, or like what do you? Not like a trader as in like do you trade crypto now? Like do you trade crypto now or stocks or um how much XRP do you hold now? I know you started your journey, but how far are you at now? Uh, Matt, you're a humble brother. Love you, fam, and stay blessed. Prayed up. Well, thank you for saying that. I try to be, I try to be that way. Um, Maybe sometimes I'll come off as not that, but like 99.9% of the time I am. Like all I want to do in this world is one, get to a level where I can be comfortable, right, and then give back as much as possible. That's all I want to do is give back to the people that gave to me. You gave me the opportunity to be on here every single day that you guys come on here. Every single viewer that comes on here likes the video, comments. You guys give me so much of a leg ahead of who the competition is on YouTube, trading, the confidence, all of those things. I didn't have before I started, streaming on YouTube. I was just making, credit card content, budgeting content, and maybe some investing content here and there, but I couldn't break into that scene. And live streaming really helped me fully break into the investing scene and put my investments out there like I really wanted to do. But it was never something that was popular because it was hard to break into that niche. And again, you guys helped me. So Ethereum 10K, there is a chance will pump like crazy. I agree. For Jasmy coin, or you're talking about Ethereum pumping? Uh, Made the biggest mistake, Matt. I bought Pepe at a low and sold it when it went up to 0.00004, and I had 100K on it. That's
King
crazy.
McDog donated $4.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
Bro, were you in the Air Force thinking face, thinking face, thinking face, thinking face, thinking face, thinking face?
No, I wasn't in Air Force. I wasn't in the military. I wasn't in Air Force, Navy, nothing. Um, I may look familiar. Maybe I have a familiar face. Somebody told me that yesterday. They were like, "You look familiar," and I was like, "I don't know. I don't know where you know me from." It was in Hershey. So typically, when it's someplace that's like, another city or another state or like another country, like I don't know how someone can know me. I guess the only way is by this. So um, usually I'll tell them like I do make YouTube videos. And I was like, if you watch YouTube, then yeah, possibly. And the lady was like, no, I don't even know how to work my phone. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I just have a familiar face, um, or I have a face that's easy to draw. I heard that. I heard somebody say that one time, and I literally was just dying laughing, and I couldn't stop laughing, and I've used that plenty of times. From like he or she has a face that's easy to draw. All right, let me skip. Um, Thank you for the super chat, though. I appreciate it. I did 47% yesterday. No risk, no reward, but never get greedy. Take when you're happy and or get stuck. Yeah, that's very true. There are many people that lose their profits very quickly. I found an old combination lock from my grandfather. I guess the three numbers, right? 589. Well, that's amazing. What? Well, oh, it's just the lock. I thought you meant like it was like a lockbox or something. I say, what's in it? You got some money or some gold bars? I started my journey on November 2021. Imagine that. Um, wow. Thanks to the power of dollar cost averaging, not investing what I didn't need, I'm starting to see green. That is absolutely an amazing story, Chronos God. Absolutely an amazing story because it really shows that just because you invest at the top doesn't mean you can't break that cycle, right? There are so many people that invest at the top, they lose everything, they sell, they never get back into the market because they feel so bad about where they stand. And especially with the fact that we went through all of that time where Inflation was at a high point. It was just very, very difficult to get through life while groceries are ridiculously expensive and gas is expensive and all of these things are higher interest rates. You try and get a car and it's 7 to 9% interest. It's crazy, right? And now you can get it for 0% interest, and you honestly can't find a car. They're actually trying to give you deals, and they have so much inventory and they're trying to just get some cars off the lot. Um, but yeah, I think when you look at that time, it shows that, just because you're at that high point doesn't mean you can't break that cycle. That cycle is difficult to break if you let it get to you mentally. This game that we play is more mental than it is physical. And I think a lot of people underestimate that. They think, oh, well, you know what? I could just buy into this and sell out of this in the next 5 minutes. And this guy makes it look easy on the internet, so it is easy. It can be easy if you're strong mentally. That's the only way that it can be easy, right? If you understand that, oh, the markets will come back. So I'm going to dollar cost average into what I believe is going to be worth so much more, what I believe is going to have a bigger use case, right? You're better off for it. There's many cycles that you have in the stock market to where you have a massive drop off and everybody gets concerned and everybody gets fearful for their life and their money. They sell everything, and that is the perfect time to make a move and dollar cost average into it. If you were stuck into it while you had it at the top point and it started to dive down, don't get upset with the money that you have in there. Find money that you don't have in there and put it in there, right? That's all you need. Now, if it's something that's truly not going to have value and something that gets rug pulled and you get caught in a horrible situation, then yeah, that's something that you might want to either let go or give up on or anything like that. But um, there is still a chance as well that that could come back too, when we've seen that before. I just saw a video by CoffeeZilla and I guess his other channel where it's like Voidzilla or something, which I don't know how many channels he has, but he has like that's like 500 or 600,000. And he was talking about a coin that, or a kid that got rug pulled a bunch of coins, and he made like $10,000 on one that he rug pulled, and he was like, "Yeah, thanks for the 10 bands." And all of this, and then I guess what they did, crypto community did, is man together, pump that coin up to a multi-million-dollar market cap, to where if he wouldn't have sold that, his coins would be worth about $1.2 million. So he gave up, whatever to rug pull and kind of hurt his community in multiple ways when he could have gained so much money. Now, obviously, I don't know what happened to it after that, but still, it's a way to kind of get back at someone that really tries to, rug pull the community and try to be more on the negative side of crypto. I'm gonna skip forward. So I appreciate. Oh, we got new gifts. Thank you, Saber, for gifted memberships. Don got a membership. Joel got a membership. Perry 3X got a membership. You're not trying to be a different Perry, are you? Or you're not trying to like take my name and use it for content in any way, are you? Is that how that goes? XRP is longer term project. I will hold until 2030. I will hold. I literally have 10,000 that I'm going to hold forever. Um, and I now have a lot more in my Coinbase account, which I will show the Patreon later and talk about later and what I decided to do, but not now. This is exactly why I watch you, Matt. I started trading back in 2018, and it's been a roller coaster, ups and downs, and I always do my homework behind each coin. Well, congratulations for what you are doing mentally. The fact that you do your homework, the fact that you understand the ups and downs, and you want to understand those things. But yeah, you know I'm grateful that I have people like you watching and people that are looking to learn with every step of the way. Because I look to do that as well. I'm nobody's absolute expert, but if you're looking for maybe some guidance in the beginning stages, the mental side of things, even the physical side of things of trading in the markets. I'm here to help, to assist in a way. Um, so yeah, hopefully I can make it easier on anybody that's just getting started, or even people that are experienced traders. Again, I learn every single day. I learn something new every day, and I will not come out and say I know more than you, and I don't expect to know more than you. He is a 13-year-old kid. Yeah, something like that. I just saw that. I think he released that like 4 days ago. invested in October. I invested in October 2021 and wrote it out. Average $8 cost average every chance I had. That's the way you do it, Scotty Scott. That's the way you do it. How high can Kryll go? Honestly, I think Kryll can go very high, but we have to wait for the true altcoin season to where money starts flowing into other things that are kind of outside of the scope. Right now, you have a lot of people that are investing into things that are on the first page, maybe the second page. But as you get into things that are on the third page, the fourth page, fifth page, there's many people that are not even seeing those things and don't care about those at all. And they just don't give them the time of day. And that's where Kryll is, right? On those lower pages. And I think that's going to be a bigger play worth multiple hundreds of millions of dollars worth of a market cap, maybe even potentially get to billions, but it all depends on how high the run up is and how high the FOMO is. I've seen some big FOMO into Kryll just out of nowhere. So maybe we could see a lot more as time goes on. And it's no easy mentally, like you said. Yes, that's very true. I put a 25x leverage long on XRP with USDT, and I won from you. So far, I'm up. Well, that's amazing. Hopefully, you found a way to maybe take some profits at times, because 25x leverage is a high leverage. But as long as you feel comfortable about what you're doing, you're not investing into a crazy amount. Like you're not putting $1,000 in 25x leverage. If you're doing maybe like $25 or $10 or something, that's always something that you could do, and it's $250 that you're trading with, so it could work out well. Do you think it will dip under $1? And can I have an opportunity to get in? Talking about XRP. So it's tough to say, right? When I go into XRP, I always look at that 200 EMA, not only as the short term, but I look at it over a little bit of the long term, right? And I wanted to see it bounce back. Like I wanted to see it touch the 200 EMA. So I wanted it at 22. For me, I thought that this would be a price that I have a buy opportunity on, which I need to cancel that order. I think I have an order that's, oh no, that's, the order's already canceled. So yeah, I expected this to come back here to $1.26, but depending on how strong a pullback could be, if we see like a liquidation train that happens, and this could also be creating a lower high, lower low scenario to then touch the 200 EMA or even potentially break through the 200 EMA, then it could open up the door for this level, which is 118, or even this level, which would be around well, sorry, there's two more levels. So this level right here at the 105 106 level, are also all the way down here at the $1 level. So yes, it could, and there's always a chance that it can, but it doesn't mean that it 100% will. Cryptocurrency gets a lot stronger as time goes on, as we get into the altcoin season, and you see less and less of those larger pullbacks and more of those like simple, oh, this is a 25% pullback or something. You don't expect to see a 33% pullback, so from, or even more than that, right? To see where it's like 33%, 40 to 50% pullback. You don't expect to see that. I'm not even showing my screen. Here we go. I thought I was showing my screen literally the whole time. But yeah, that's what you see right there. So I would expect to see a pullback to, right here, 126, 116, 105, or $1 pullback to there. That's probably the worst case scenario in my opinion. Yes, there's not much room between there, but that's probably the worst case scenario to where I see it having a strong touch point. I do think the 200 EMA could be strong, um, but the way that it's moving, I would have liked to have seen it somewhere right here. I would like to see it kind of flat for a little bit so that this can level out rather than just be as aggressive as it's moving, but level out a little bit so that you can have a touch point somewhere around the 130, maybe even the double touch point here at 128, because right now it's very close at 126. All right, guys. Let me go and check with Erica to see what the deal is when it comes to these kids and if they need to go to school or not. If not, then I'll just get Hayden ready and get them breakfast and then come right back down here and we'll continue to chat about what's going on because there's an article that I want to go through related to Bitcoin versus XRP that I think is going to be really, really good. At least to kind of break down my logic because it kind of brings in that. Why is that dog chasing that cat? Give me a second. All right. So we have what, 329 people that are here right now. Thank you all for the likes. I appreciate it. Get me up to 300 likes and the super chat as well as all of the different conversations. Again, if you guys want to trade using Margex, the link to that is in the chat. And feel free to reach out to me on Patreon if you guys have any questions or anything like that. But before we get out of here, I did want to explain or talk about like kind of what this video is really all about, which I did break down. Um, the whole dynamic of XRP and Bitcoin and like what's really the difference there. But you understand that the main difference is within the what the use case is and what could be. Um, but let's scroll down here and let's look at the key differences. While Bitcoin and XRP are both highly transparent, allowing users to track their funds, verifying transactions, and hold the network accountable for its operations. They have key differences in their underlying technology and market features, the degree to which they can stay resistant to manipulation and censorship, and their prevailing use cases. So, consensus mechanism, speed, and cost is one of the big ones, right? Where you have Bitcoin's proof of work consensus mechanism. The heck was that? Proof of work consensus mechanism for validating transactions, relying on a network of miners to computationally solve cryptographic puzzles. The Bitcoin miner process or mining process electricity intensive and can result in high network fees and slow transactions and block creation times that make the blockchain hard to scale. Instead of relying on mining, the XRPL network employs a social governance consensus mechanism, the XRPL consensus protocol, which consumes negligible amounts of energy. Participating nodes verifying the authenticity of transactions by conducting polls, enabling near instantaneous confirmations, cheaper built-in transaction fees, and increased network scalability. Network transaction fees should not be confused with exchange or broker transaction fees, which is an extra charge there. XRP transactions are typically processed and confirmed within 3 to 5 seconds, while Bitcoin's transactions can take anywhere from 10 minutes to several hours to confirm. XRP transactions do not have fees the way Bitcoin does. Instead, users are required to pay a small amount of XRP, which is burned by the network. The standard amount of burn is 0.0001 XRP. The median fee for a Bitcoin transaction has been as high as $128 and was around $1.20 in November 2024. So you can see the difference there, right? In the cost, in the scalability, in the speed. In there, you can see the difference between the two. Now, obviously, Bitcoin is now looked at as not really the best option to be that transaction based currency, and that's why XRP could honestly take over. But you have other things, other characteristics there that I really want to go into, but I don't have the time to go into. So let's just jump to the end of it, right? Is XRP better than Bitcoin? It depends on how on your outlook and how you determine value. Each has its own purpose and use case, making them different for each investor. It's best to talk to a financial advisor familiar with cryptocurrency to learn if either is right for your circumstances. Don't give me that answer, Investopedia. I know what you're trying to do here. You're not even answering the question. You're doing a little dance around the question, but that's what they have, right? Does XRP have a future? XRP remains as a popular cryptocurrency. The XRPL Foundation is still active. Whether the token maintains its value and popularity remains to be seen. Will XRP overtake Bitcoin? I know they're going to dance around this as well. The cryptocurrency market changes very quickly, so it is possible for XRP to overtake Bitcoin. However, if the market remains as they have been, it is not very likely that investors will decide XRP is better investment. Bitcoin's returns so far make it too appealing over XRP. And this was something that was created, I guess it was a while ago. When was this? November 9th, 2024. So that's before it really started to take off. But now that things are taking off, will we say the same thing? Because XRP's gains are now kind of massive compared to where they were and still has a lot of potential left on the table. So it's very interesting. But XRP is deflationary, which is a major plus. Absolutely. To know that every small transaction that goes towards it's a burn, that's huge. That means that it's decreasing the supply and you can increase the price even though the market cap stays the same. All right, guys, I have to get out of here because I got to make sure, Hayden's okay. I got to take her to daycare, and then Harper is still sleeping. So I got to make sure I'm there for Hayden before Erica leaves. So gotta go. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. AI generated nonsense information. What are we talking about? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, again, if you guys want to check out my link for Margex or even BTCC, feel free to check that out. Link is in the chat for BTCC, or in the description for BTCC, in the chat for Margex. But I appreciate you guys for taking this hour out of your day to be with me and talk about Bitcoin and XRP. Maybe I can do a more detailed video to break all that stuff down a little bit more and get people's opinions in the comment section. But I'm going to get out of here.